But why is our identity so important? Are we saying that Indians are the best in the world, or are we saying that Indian thought is the most supreme in the world, or an Indian faith is the best in the world, and there is no route to heaven that does not go through an Indian religion? Is that the statement that we make? Have you ever heard of an Indian faith make the statement that if you do not approach God through the temple and temple alone as an institution, you will only reach hell? Have you ever heard that statement? Because that is something that is fundamentally incompatible with our thought process. In fact, we even go to the extent of saying that you don't need to believe in God. Can you name an Indian religion that does not believe in God? An atheistic religion and an agnostic religion both exist as part of dharmic faiths. Name the two religions. Let's see how much you understand of Indian faiths. Does Buddhism believe in God? The answer is a no. It believes in nirvana, it believes in karmic theory, but it certainly doesn't believe in the existence of one supreme deity. Jainism is undecided, and which is why it falls within the basket of agnosticism. Why is all of this important? How does this help you at your stage of life? How does identity matter to people who are 15-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and 20-year-olds? How does it make a difference? Why is your name so important? If somebody were to constantly call you from a name that is different from yours, would you respond to that name? Do you or do you not associate name with your identity? Yes or no? Yes. Therefore, it is at least clear that identity matters to you. Your personal identity matters to you. Yes or no? Yes. So if your personal identity matters to you, then the identity of a group of individuals too must matter. Because at the end of the day, they perhaps have something in common. What is your understanding of history? What do you mean when you say history? What is history at the end of the day? When you say India's history, what is India's history? What is the sum and substance of history according to you? Just use it in one word. It is the story of your journey which explains where you are, what you are, and how have you arrived at that particular place, defining who you are at that particular point of time. Therefore, it is the sum and substance of your identity. Yes or no? Your past plus present is effectively your identity. And the way you choose to go forward is future. Correct? That's the definition of identity. The one thing that we must realize over a point of time, and each day the course of politics is telling us, perhaps with greater reinforcement and greater vigor, that if you do not have a clarity with respect to your identity, your state of confusion will be constantly attacked and exploited to fill it with an alien identity, which is perhaps incompatible with the belief of this particular land. I'll make a bold statement. Do you or do you not believe that the Indian version of Islam is different from a non-Indian version of Islam? Yes or no? Yes. How is that possible? Or how has that become possible? Because at the end of the day, religion has to interact with the environment. And therefore, religion has to interact with the cultural heritage of that particular place and the language of that particular place. Can you rule out the possibility that there must be at least one Muslim who's from Kerala or from Tamil Nadu who does not understand either Urdu or Arabic? Correct? If that is the case, clearly religion plays a certain role, perhaps about 50 to 60%, but the rest of the role is played by what? Your surrounding, your culture, the language, the people you interact with on a daily basis, at least 12 hours a day. Therefore, when you're looking at identity, when you're looking at civilizational identity, you must realize that religion perhaps plays a role, but beyond that, what plays a role is the culture of that particular place. And on a daily basis, if newspapers are any reflection of the state of discourse on a daily basis, what is the subject of discussion is identity. Either it is gender-based identity, or language-based identity, or region-based identity, or religion-based identity, and the most favorite all, caste-based identity. So if identity is so inseparable from your life on a daily basis, is it possible for you to ignore identity and hope that your utilitarian qualifications, which is to say I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, and can that be the whole and soul of your identity? If there is a Chinese engineer, there is an American engineer, there's a German engineer, and there's an Indian engineer. And let's take for granted that their qualifications are the same and their skill sets are the same. What separates them from each other? What separates an engineer who comes from different nationalities from each other? It is their national identity, it is their cultural identity. And why is that important? Because ultimately it defines or it conditions the manner in which you think. It dictates, even subconsciously, even without your own knowledge, the manner in which you approach a certain problem. If you've lived in a homogeneous society where there is absolutely no diversity, it is that society which has to give lessons on diversity to its employees. Are there any Indian organizations which are aware of, which have diversity courses for its employees, for any multinationals? For a Punjabi who comes to Kerala, is there a diversity course? Or is there a diversity course for a Malayali who goes to the Northeast? This is something that you need to understand. The sum and substance of my attempt, wherever I've gone to speak to youngsters, is to try and instill in them a certain amount of cultural respect, if not cultural pride. Because the word pride could have a negative connotation wherein you could end up thinking that he's asking us to believe that we are superior to others. I'm not even making that statement. All I'm trying to say is that when somebody decides to spit on your heritage, or somebody decides to run down your culture, or somebody decides to mock at what is it that you've received over 7,000 years, stand up for it whenever you get an opportunity, but you will never be in a position to stand up for it unless and until you yourself are clear about where you come from.